concern. Exciting at all? Any big news, or what has this week been like to finally have like that sort of certainty?
Yeah, it's nice, but it doesn't change how we prepare, how I prepare. It doesn't change anything, except for get to play a little more on Saturday.
As far as Chattanooga, we all know about their 8 wins. What is it about them defensively that kind of sticks out to you? Is it scheme, personnel, maybe what they've done in the past against certain people? What stands out?
They do what they do really, really well. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They know their Achilles heels. They know their weaknesses, so they kind of, prepare and expect certain things. But they do what they do very well, and just they know exactly where they're going to be, pretty much.
Sean, Jimbo said that he felt like you played freer recently, like you started to kind of relax a little bit. Do you feel that? Is that something he sees, or do you?
Yeah, it's I agree. It's nice, it's nice knowing, instead of going back and forth every day. Obviously, you compete every day, either way, but it's nice knowing.
In hindsight, did that competition and maybe not going the way you wanted it to kind of put you in a position to where you're able to appreciate what you have now?
Yeah, it was difficult, obviously, in August losing the job, but like I said, you gotta compete every day, and it makes it a little more fulfilling sitting here right now.
Were there ever days? I know you've stayed engaged, and Jimbo's talked highly about it. Were there ever days where that was tough to kind of push through, knowing that it wasn't your job and how close you were?
Yeah, I wouldn't say days. It's more just maybe a couple moments here and there where you think about it. But at the end of the day, I just went out every day, and I knew I had to compete because I knew it would be better for myself in the long run.
So when it came time, was it something where you and Jimbo sat down and he said, "Hey, this is what we're doing," or how did you find out that it was going to be you going forward?
That's exactly. You just told me, myself going forward.
When you came in Saturday, Jimbo hasn't done that a lot through this time here, making a change in the middle of the game. Were you waiting for him to tell you to go ahead and warm up, and were you anxious, or what was that like?
Yeah, it was. I didn't know. Obviously, that's never happened since I've been here either. So I didn't really know what would have taken or how it would have went. But Coach Aaron just said start warming up, and I just thought maybe that was maybe you're going in the next few series, but it was the next one. So.
What did you say to the guys when you get in the huddle? Did you say anything at all? Is it kind of just? I'm sure there's not say, "Hey, I'm not the guy that was just here last series."
Yeah, I think I walked in the huddle and was like, "Hey, y'all miss me?" or something like that. So it was funny. It was nice and calm.
It seemed like they responded well to him, and the results speak for themselves. But just kind of guess, what did you see from the players, their demeanor? How would you see when you stepped on the field?
Yeah, it was nice. I just they care, but at the same time they don't care. You know what I mean? The O-lineman has their job, the backs, the receivers have their job, but it was nice.
Is the mindset more just I got to move this team than it is, hey, I get to be the quarterback?
Oh, exactly. You got to move into smallly and largely. You got to move the team chain, move the chains, and also got to move, get wins. You know what I'm saying? Week in and week out. So I think those are really the two main focuses.
When Jimbo told you that Everett was going to start the game, did you have any apprehension, or did you try to state your claim, or try to?
Yeah, we had a talk. Yeah, he told me Thursday. I believe it was Thursday that I wasn't, and I had a talk with him Friday morning, basically just about the whole situation, his thoughts, my thoughts going forward.
We've heard you say quite a bit this year that it's been a learning lesson. So I have to ask, what would you say has been the biggest lesson you've learned this year in terms of just how to handle everything?
I don't know. The biggest lesson? It's something that I'd say competition. I think competition brings out the best. That's something that I've lived on since I've been here. That's something that had to do with my decision coming out of here in high school. And I think that, there's been tough times, so obviously with Jameis here and Coker and then Everett coming in. So it was tough, but, like I said, I think competition brings out the best in people in the long run. And that's something my dad always taught me, and I think that holds true.
What was it like to kind of go through that? Because I imagine with someone like yourself, most of the time growing up, it was kind of mainly you and very little competition. So what's it like to come to an environment like this where, yes, there's going to be competition, but it's one thing to know it versus actually facing it?
Exactly. I think coming to a school like Florida State, I always in high school wanted to go to a big school. There's always going to be someone older than you, someone younger than you, maybe someone the same age as you, and the best players going to play, and that's the way that I wanted it. I didn't want to, go to a program and they're like, here you go, you're the starter. So.
Well, with that in mind, I think you committed sometime in the summer, and Jameis committed not way too much longer. Was there ever, you like competition, was there ever any kind of apprehension, any thoughts, double thoughts, or anything? It doesn't seem like it.
No, not at all. Because that was one of the, talks I had with my dad when I made that decision that, someone else could come with you. I don't know whether it was Jameis or I don't even know who else was that year a long time ago. But, you got to expect that no matter where you go.
How cool has it been to play with Chad? Growing up with him?
Chad? Yeah, we talk about it all the time. We always, we hear from our friends from our hometown and families from Sparta. It's pretty crazy, because not a lot of people from Sparta go out and play big time football. And I grew up with Chad, so we played. I'm sure you guys can find some pictures of us playing t-ball when we were 5 years old. So it's pretty funny having Chad out there.
So growing up, who was the better athlete, you or him?
Chad didn't play football when he was little. He was always too big to play in the weight limits. Yeah, but we were on the same baseball team and basketball team growing up. Chad was a better basketball player than me, but baseball wasn't even close. He might say otherwise.
Obviously, the focus is this week and the end of the season. But do you kind of look at this too, that if you have 3 strong games, you can stay your place playing for the starting job next year?
Yeah, of course you think about that, but as far as myself right now, I'm taking it 1 week at a time. We got to worry about Chattanooga, then we got to worry about Florida, and then we got some weeks to prepare for whatever bowl game we get into. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now.
One more.
And just going back to that Friday meeting you had with Jimbo, what was he telling you that Everett was a reason that Everett was going to start and just to stay ready?
The game plan, certain looks that they had. They had a strong D line, and that we'd have to do some more type rollout and runs and everything. And I was understood. Obviously upset, but I like I said, I told them I was going to be ready. So